We're here.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
What's happening? Oh, fuck, Melsey.
You don't have
bun.
To. You don't have to wear it. So we're going to start. Yeah. How did we get here?
Well, I saw you from across the room.
Well, let me start with...
Actually, yeah, I guess it started. You saw my resume across the room.
Yeah, but I do want to start with...
we should intro.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Melody. What should I say
about myself? Just say what you do,
Yeah, why we're here.
I'm Kelsey. I am a photographer / businesswoman that has a marketing background and a journalism background. And yeah, also I liken myself to be sort of funny sometimes.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So I'm Melody, and I am very similar background. I'm on the writing side. I was a copywriter and a journalist. And now I'm actually teaching. And now I'm teaching.
This is why we have video of it.
Yeah.
For those reasons.
I think I hit the mic too. So I'm teaching digital media at a local, Kansas City college. And one of the classes that I'm teaching gets into podcasting. And I keep telling my students, here's how you do it, except that I've never done it before for myself. And so I figure it's probably time. And who better to podcast with than me, Kiki. So... the thing I wanted to bring up, though, is that you always kind of have had people tell you that you need your own.
I think that I lack a certain filter that has become more appreciated, particularly in the women's genre, with certain things. Yeah, I just don't have the filter, and so I do. I try to stay humble, but I do. People have said all my life, you should be a comedian, or you should do stand up, or I'm just gonna follow you around and tweet you.
Yeah, or whatever
do
now.
Was popular at the time, right? And I've always resisted it because it's when it's off the cuff, it's really natural for me, and I'm a natural entertainer, and I feel very that's my zone. When it becomes performative, I have the craziest stage fright anxiety. So it's just not something I think can be manufactured in that way.
But that's why this is perfect, because we're just going to talk.
Maybe this will work better.
I was actually thinking there have been a lot of times where we've been at lunch and people are like, oh my gosh, you guys haven't seen each other in so long. And we're like, no, we see each other regularly. Yeah.
This is every day we have a conversation.
Yeah. So this is just us having conversations about the stuff we actually talk about.
Yeah. Literally, they're born out of conversations we've probably already started and been wait, save that for the podcast.
Yeah, real life Melsey. Well, we can explain that
and
later.
We'll have to explain the Melsey reference. So many references. You guys are going to be in on the inside jokes.
So then I have to get to how we actually did meet, because that is a story of its own. And I want to just kind of introduce it, because you will tell a story better than me, because you always are a better storyteller. I'm definitely a writer. I'm a writer.
Right?
You know?
It's I just riffing.
Well, yeah. But so we both worked for the University of Kansas, but when we first met, it was when I was part of the interview team for a
Melody
photographer.
Was actually my boss, technically. So technically she was you were a creative director.
Yeah, I was just a writer at the time, a copywriter at the time, but eventually became a creative
photographers ain't shit, so... We're the lowest rung of the totem pole.
I disagree. I
think our colleagues always appreciate us. Yeah. But as far as structure and management in the creative worlds or advertising or marketing worlds,
lower rung.
Yeah, we are the lowest of the totem pole. So,
but in our heads,
maybe I just am internalizing things. Maybe other people don't feel that way, but
yeah, I don't know.
I applied. Yes, I was in Wichita living my dream life. Joking. And nobody lives their dream life in fucking Wichita. Sorry. But so I was in Wichita and applied for this. This actually was my dream job, probably, at the time. It's funny now. But so I applied to be a photographer for the marketing department for the University of Kansas.
Yeah. And I was part of the hiring team, and Kelsey came in. I don't even remember anybody else. I gotta be honest with you.
Right. The only memorable one.
Yes, you were. And obviously we hired Kelsey. But the thing that I really loved was that Kelsey had come in with her portfolio included some work that she had done with some daytime strippers.
Yeah, I did a documentary on day shift strippers. In my college, I mean, the bigger part of that is I did that documentary for my senior year, like kind of Baker. I went to Baker University, which is a small private Methodist school. So that's why it's even better. But my heart kind of lies in women's issues and as a journalist and like just documenting women's stories particularly. So that was kind of why, but I also, heaven forbid I not be a disruptor and fuck shit up. So that's why I was like, I know what will make everybody really uncomfortable is if we have to look at this. And all the old white men on the board of regents at Baker University somehow passed it. And like, I'm sure I had some really good professors advocating for me. Shout out Gwen Mellinger. So yeah, I somehow got that passed. So I did a documentary and then, stumbled into the world of stripping.
That's a whole other story too, right?
Yeah. But it did produce some beautiful art.
Yeah. It was gorgeous.
It's controversial for sure. Like I know of a couple jobs that it cost me. So I know of a couple companies that struggled with they like the work, but they were like, morally, we don't think you're a good fit. And I was like, well, wait until you get to know me.
They didn't get to know you, so there's that. So that's sort of the story. And now that that's the root of where a lot of this is coming from, we're going to cash in on it for our, let's say, 2 listeners. I don't know. One will not be my mother. I can tell you that much.
Dad.
Yes.
My dad will be. He, I have a really cute review, if you will, up on Google. That's the first, when you very first Google profiles, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's this glowing review. And then it's I have to say that because she's my daughter. Oh, I'm like, Dad, what the fuck?
I love your dad,
it's too cute to take down.
Right.
It's I can't, it's kind of endearing. Yeah. I think.
So maybe he'll be our first review too.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure if I tell him, we'll probably have Chris on as a guest.
Yes.
Oh my God. We should have Chris and Kath on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So one of these days we'll see. Dad will
think this is so fucking cool.
Yeah. I hope
such
so.
a gearhead.
Yeah. My dad would have, but my dad's dead.
Daddy issues.
Okay, so now we're gonna rotate into a new segment, or not segue into a new segment. I guess I should say rotate's not exactly the right word. Our
obsession with each other? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, more like. So one of the things I was thinking about is the more you guys get to know us, you'll see that we're very different. Kelsey's a little type A. She's creative, absolutely, insanely creative. Your house, I keep hitting this. Your house is, it's set up the moment somebody walks in, they're like, I need to, this
all of my self-worth is wrapped up into it. I have a philosophy it's called magazine ready. Mm-hmm. And I think it started somewhere along the lines of being a little girl and my mom, having Southern Home magazines. Yeah. And I was like, someday if a photographer shows up at my doorstep, my home will be ready. And so I just walk around dusting things as people pick up glasses and stuff. And
yeah.
No, I just, I really like home decor. I think it's just another avenue that I never really realized was a career field I could have easily gone into.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely where I need my space to be curated for me to be in a productive member of society.
Yeah. But that means that she's very type A too.
I'm very controlling. Is what she means. So I basically seek out people that I'm like, I feel like you're a beta. So this is going to, me and Melody work perfectly together because she will let me do what I want and tell her what to do. And she
I'm down.
Will happily go along with it.
I am down for everything.
And there's absolutely no fucking judgment is my favorite part. Yeah. Is that there's never any judgment. She's happily complicit in whatever I want to do.
I always know it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then sometimes she does actually come up with the whatever ratchet idea we're getting into. And I'm like, Melody, I love this side of you.
Yeah.
Right now she's wearing a shirt that says biggest slut at the public library.
Yeah.
And I think what's crazy is because Melody comes off as she's just the sweetest, kindest person. And what makes our friendship so strong is that I think we're each other's biggest fans.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm such a fangirl after, I mean, I've known you for like at least 15 years, 10 years?
Something like that.
Yeah. But it's like, I'm still like such a fangirl. And
Same.
I'm like, she's the sweetest, kindest, most like wholesome little like Midwest. She bakes pies, you guys. But she's also insanely smart. And so, but anyways, so it's like, you just like never get a bad vibe from her. But then she does shit like wears a shirt that says, I'm the biggest slut at the public library.
Yeah.
So it's like, she does throw you some curveballs.
Even though I'm happily married. But
yeah. It's like, I saw her before she was married, y'all.
But I liked the irony because we were actually recording at the public library. I feel like I should actually add that in too. And I am at the library daily, which we'll get to.
She's a big library girl.
Yeah. So, but I want to know what your current obsessions are. What are you currently, what's going on in your brain right now?
Well, true crime as always. Constantly thinking about where to bury bodies.
Yep.
It's like an everyday, like I know other people feel this way, but it's like, I will drive around and be like, great place for a body. Or I'm also like, if I were homeless, that's where I'd live.
Yeah.
Like those are constant things on my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know why any homeless people aren't taking advantage of that. So I think I'm resourceful.
Yeah.
So that's what is driving that part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Wasn't I just talking about something I was obsessed with? Making soups. I'm really into soups right now.
Yeah, it's cold. We're in February. It's
Kansas. It's
really
terrible.
Yeah, it's awful right now.
Yeah.
Any good soups that you're making?
I just was looking up a crackhead chicken chili thing. I don't know what it is, but basically, if you put cream cheese in it, then you call it crackhead stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was thinking I'm gonna make that for dinner tonight. That's like so boring. It's like we're a mom podcast now.
Yeah,
talking about recipes.
But I mean, well, we have
talking about that I was obsessed with.
You were actually just telling me about a true crime thing where they were investigating.
Hidden homicides. Was I talking about this?
I think so.
I'm
they were
currently in
the
genre of podcasts that I'm listening to or true crime. They're within true crime. I have had a couple like just repeat podcasts that have had to do with like things that deaths that look like suicides, and there's been underlying domestic violence issues, and California, I guess, did just pass this law called Joanne's Law, I think, that it's maybe 2018, 19, not just, but that's like a checklist of things that police, like investigators, need to have that are like red flags, like who found, like, was the body found by a domestic partner? Do they have a recorded history of violence? Like all these things that are like, these are reasons why you should consider that it's not a suicide. But so there's just, what the stats on this podcast I just listened to yesterday, it was like 2,000 deaths a year in the United States are possibly categorized as suicides that are actually murder, homicides.
What?
Yeah, because of things getting, police investigators shutting down things too quickly and stuff. And so one of the podcasts, it's like within 30 minutes, they were like suicide.
Was this the mountain lion one?
No, that's a different one. I am a very morbid person. So anyways, this one was, I just finished one where they were both police officers and the woman was found shot. And this is one that referenced the stats that I was giving and the Joanne's Law. But they ruled a suicide. She's a police officer, but her boyfriend was also a police officer, and they do have a history of violence, and like just nothing made the family believe that it had anything to do with suicide. Yeah. And like the only evidence, like it was weird gun placement, weird where she shot herself. It's all sketchy.
Right.
But anyways, so things like if they had that checklist and had followed it. But the officers who investigated the crime were also the officers from her police department. Oh. So, right. And so that's never a great idea.
No.
So there's just things like that. And then there was another case where a young man was killed. And within 30 minutes, the police were like, it's small town kind of thing. And they were like, no, it's definitely just a suicide. Yeah. And they were like, how is the gun outside of the room? And like things that it's like, it's so clearly not a suicide, but they just want to shut it down and not do any real work. Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of obviously what I'm obsessed with now because I feel like I'm rambling about it. But anything murder. Yeah. I love a murder. I love a good murder that I am not committing nor is being committed against me. And not that that sounds horrible. Not that I get off on other people being murdered. It's not because I'm a heartless person. I think that I'm just intrigued by the psychology of it and have had my own personal life circumstances that I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? So I think that's what's driving it.
Yeah. Well, and you've got that journalistic side too, where you're just
it's definitely like storytelling, and also nothing I do is ever like, it's always the extremes. Like, of course, and I do jokingly say I photograph a lot of weddings, so I have to balance out to have a nice healthy balance of like beautiful happy memories and like murder. So.
Straight up murder.
So yeah, I need to have some darkness in my life.
I get that. Well, my current obsession, as Kelsey knows, is what I'm reading right now.
Speaking of for a woman.
So it is funny that you say that, because that's actually, I see a lot of memes on like Instagram, and they talk about that. Like, why do you think women are reading all of these books? And it's because they
women's
all of a sudden,
we don't want to be fucked like that.
Yep.
I said it. Said what I said.
Yeah, we want to be worshipped. We want to be in control, and we've never had that. For most of our lives. So
the shame and things, like the only way which is sad. It's like we wouldn't, it's like we still have to do it with a book in the privacy of our own. Yeah. Like nobody knows what we're reading kind of thing. It's like, it's still very secretive.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I am wearing a biggest slut at the library shirt.
I'm going to be like, will you wear your slut shirt today? Remember when we were 20 though, and our slut shirt actually showed off skin? Yeah. Now it's like a baggy t-shirt.
I do have a shoulder showing.
It is off the shoulder, you guys. And
so
she is showing a bra strap.
Yeah. My mom actually made a comment when I was home for Christmas.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you dress so modestly, Melody.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And I was like, it's cold also. I mean,
So it's fucking
So I had a turtleneck on. Not really. I hate turtlenecks.
So glad you dressed so modestly. Gross.
I really appreciated that about you, daughter. Like,
thanks for the self-esteem issues, Mom.
And then I was
it's only because I feel really bad about my body.
Yeah. I know. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you for supporting that. I love you.
But I am.
Thank God she's not a listener.
I know. She'll never know.
She would hate me. I mean, somehow I've never met her, but I feel like I have a very close relationship with Mel's mom, even though we've never actually met.
Like,
we know of each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like if I called her, it wouldn't be weird or anything. And vice versa with my parents.
But I have your parents in my phone.
Yeah, I was like, you have called my parents, but it's not. And Melody's met my parents, but my parents are closer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but like, I feel like if she heard me cuss, I'd be like, I swear to God, I'm a good influence friend. I'm not a bad influence friend. Yeah. I mean, I sort of am. Like, she started, I mean, I feel like Melody's always like secretly like smoked a ciggy or two when she gets drunk. But when she hung out with me like when we like were every day, when we were younger and we didn't have, the burdens of, her burdens of children and marriage. I am single and ready to mingle. Well, that's not true.
Yeah,
I'm not married, but I'm not single and I'm not ready to mingle with you. To be clear, back the fuck off. But yeah, so anyways, what was I don't even remember.
Well, anyway.
I made Melly start smoking cigarettes.
I mean, you didn't hold a gun to my head or anything.
I wasn't like, please don't do this. I'd be like, you should smoke and make me feel better.
I was really stressed. I think I was injured a lot when
you were.
I was playing roller derby.
Yeah, and so the end of her like roller derby.
Yeah, I had a lot of injuries right there toward the end, so I was really upset. But
now you're not a smoker anymore.
No. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you drunk like next weekend. Try to get you to smoke with me.
Yeah. Well, so back to the book discussion. So I am currently I'm in a reading obsession, and I have to say, first of all, I can blame certain people. Number one, my friend Ashley, she's a fellow PTO mom. In fact, she's our PTO president.
What does the PTO even stand for?
Parent Teacher Organization.
Oh, okay. I feel like I should have known that. Like, what's an IED? IEP. What's an IEP?
I don't know the term.
Individualized education plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, these days, people throw out these acronyms.
So many
and I'm
acronyms.
like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You mean your SPED? Your kid's in SPED?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's all
fine.
it is. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But if everybody has to have an IEP, isn't that just like Montessori?
Well, no, because Montessori is like you can kind of do your own thing. But
is it an individualized education plan?
No, because sometimes they need more like.
Then why the fuck do they call it an individual education plan?
I don't know.
Who's making these acronyms?
I'm not an education person.
I feel like she's very passionate about the school board.
I am passionate about the school board.
Her husband did just run.
Yeah, he did run for the school board.
Not for the motives of being on the school board.
No.
Just to fuck it up.
Yeah.
He ran to disrupt the campaigns of other people.
He did.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing about him.
People hated him for it, but whatever. But so PTO,
Sorry.
I'm sitting at a PTO meeting and Ashley and then several of the other PTO moms are like, she's sitting there with
Ashley.
What?
I was like, who the fuck is Ashley?
Oh, yeah, she's Ashley. She's a doctor here in town. You've met her before.
I've seen her talk at one of the school board meetings school board meeting I attended.
And she's great. Love her to death. She was sitting there with a stack of books, and I was like, what's going on here? Like, this is like, I mean, it's like this tall. And she's like, oh my gosh, have you not read? And it was a court of thorn and roses. Akatar. And I was like, no, I haven't read those. And she's like, oh my gosh,
she was
these
judging
right here.
because she is a novelist too. And she was judging.
That's stretching it, but
she's a writer.
I'm a writer. I've written a memoir. It's not published. I have my brain wrapping around another book now, but because of that, I was like, ugh, because I was reading like Jack Kerouac. I named my son after Jack Kerouac.
John Grisham, and you're like, cute, dude. Tell me you're dumb without telling me you're dumb.
I've been super judgy about people. I admit that. I am very judgy. If this is the only
thing in the world you judge people for, no, that's like you're the least judgy person I've ever met. But this is the one area where you're like, stupid bitch.
Well, but then, so I read them, though. I like tore through the first book, and then I was like, Ashley, it was like 2 days. Like, I read through it, and I was like, Ashley, I need the next one. She's like, here, just take all of these. So then...
just take them all.
Yeah. So then I was also teaching that semester, and one of my students was like obsessed with another series.
Oh, so you read porn with your student?
No.
You were like, oh, this one really gets me off. You should read it.
No, she was, she was like, yeah, there's this whole thing with romantasy is what she was calling it. And so I was like, okay.
Is that a word?
It is a word now.
Romantasy?
It is a word, yes. It's fantasy, romantic fantasy. So it's a romantasy. Okay. And so my student's telling me, she's like, yeah, Fourth Wing, you should read it. Sarah J. Maas, she's amazing. So then she did a podcast about it. And I was like, well, I can't, like, I started the series. There were 3 books.
It's like research. You really have to.
Yeah. Well, and I was like, I can't not, like, I have to now read the books before I listen to her podcast that she just did. And then we're all talking about these books. And then more students are like, oh, you should also read. Actually,
so everybody is doing this.
They're all my students were telling me about these books. So there was just a movie that came out, People We Meet on Vacation. Have you seen it it's a Netflix?
Oh, yeah. It's cute. Wait, are we still talking about smut?
Well, yeah, because the writer, Emily Henry, somebody else was like, oh, you should totally read this Emily Henry book. She's fantastic. It's like if New Girl were, like, the dialogue is like New Girl. It's really great. And I was like, okay, I would like that. So I read that. And then I went through this binge of Emily Henry books. And so now I'm reading, like, I read 140 books last year. Jesus and I didn't even start in January. I started in, like, April.
Yeah, I feel dumb.
Well, don't. I mean, I'm reading. They're all like, it's. We'll get to this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this to you.
Are they a quick read? The book's fucking huge. What is that, 400 pages?
I've been on this for 2 days, but let me read the clip, the snippet
she's
to
putting
you.
on her glasses, guys.
I have my glasses because I'm an old lady. This is the kind of stuff that it is. So this is actually, I'm currently reading Brimstone by Callie Hart. She wrote a previous book called Quicksilver, and this is the follow-up. And when I first read Quicksilver, I hated it. And then all of these people were like, everybody talks about hating it, that it's not good writing. Go back and read it again, maybe listen to it. I then read it again and then listened to it. That's how bad this is getting, Kelsey. Like,
right. So it's like, do we like it better?
I did like it better. And then I don't
think that's like an achievable place for a writer to be. Like, you have to read it a couple times to like my writing.
Well, yeah. Because, like, there's been some stuff that I'm like, just, but then there's other things that I really like.
Does it make you think, like, if this bitch is successful, then what the fuck is wrong with me?
Absolutely. No. Yeah. Like, it just takes an idea and going and pitching it. So,
I'm sorry, shouldn't encourage your imposter syndrome.
No,
You're
don't.
a wonderful
You don't.
writer.
But I mean,
I just feel that way all the time when I look at other photographers' work. Not all the time.
Right.
I don't know why I admitted that publicly. I never think that.
well,
I'm always like,
you're always amazing. I tell you, you're amazing. You know that. So,
Well, I don't judge other photographers' work. I do.
but this is the thing. So this is the romantasy style of stuff that I'm reading, and I'm just going to read this like, okay. Fisher's hand moved from my jaw, traveling down, closing around my throat. His grip wasn't tight. It was a suggestion of something that could happen, that might happen if I wanted it to.
Okay, this I think is just, let me stop you there.
Yeah.
Men need to understand that. It's like, yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's a suggestion that you could kill me. It's not the actual killing. It's just that my life is in your hands kind of thing. Like that's the romantasy, if you will, of it.
Well, because this is the other thing that I haven't even mentioned yet, that they're both fae.
What?
They're fae.
I don't understand what that means.
It's essentially like fairies. This is
Okay,
fairy
what the fuck
smut.
is a fae?
It's
oh my
it's
God.
like they have pointy ears and they're giant.
Melody,
I know.
Oh, this is disgusting.
I know.
You're such a freak.
And then all I'm going to say,
now?
I'm gonna read like 2 more paragraphs. Sinners and martyrs, little Osha, the things I think about, he growled. If you only knew. I wanted to know. I wanted to hear all the filthy things he imagined when he thought about me. I would have asked him to elaborate, but my mate, because they're mates, that's the other indication. They're not just dating. They're mates. They are mated.
Oh, so she fucking around on her man?
No, this is him.
Oh, that's her mate. Okay.
My mate grinned wickedly, swooping to claim my mouth with his before I could speak. I want you on all 4s for me, Saras. Crawling, he drawled inside my head, tongue dripping past my lips, past my teeth. He claimed my mouth. I want to stand behind you and watch you on your hands and knees. I want to see your
Jesus Christ.
You're pretty
right now. Oh my God.
on show for me. That is the kind of thing I'm reading right now. I hope
your children don't stumble upon these books, Melody.
Well, they
my
don't.
Gosh.
They don't
I'm
read.
calling your mother.
I know. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm reading.
Some graphic fairy shit.
Right. Not every book is that. Yeah. So that's the kind of life I'm living right now. Is lots of smut.
Lots of reading. Porn.
Yeah. And then I have several other books on my list. But then one of the books I want to talk about is I just picked up, it's a Chuck Klosterman book. I've talked to you about him. I don't know if you've actually
I think, I know his name, but I know because anytime I know an author's name, I feel like it's because of you.
It probably is because of me, because I've been following him for like 20 some years. He used
Except
to write
for John Grisham, he's my boy.
Yeah.
I love John Grisham.
I don't think I've ever read. I've watched movies, but
well, that's just imagine that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like it's all the same character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's
just
smut
different
stuff.
Yeah,
so.
It's like different circumstances, but I think that's why I like it. It's reliable.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have to move on.
Yeah.
I can find Matthew McConaughey's character in every book.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, so. I picked up, so, okay, first of all, this book, I got an email that was like, here's what's new from Penguin. I just
realized I was being filmed. And I was like, why are you sitting like that? Sorry.
I know, I keep forgetting too.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, Kelsey?
So I got this email and it was like, here's new books coming out. And Chuck Klosterman was on the list. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love Chuck Klosterman. And it's a book about football. Like, it's called Football. It's like old-timey football dudes on the cover.
What is it specifically about?
It's literally about football.
Like the breakdown of football? Is it nonfiction?
It's nonfiction. So this is one of the things I really love about Chuck Klosterman. Number one, I started listening to him, or I started following him when I was in college because he was writing for Spin Magazine, and I was obsessed with Spin Magazine. Like, I used to be like, I'm going to write. Rocker. Yeah, I was a punk rocker. I was like, I'm going to write for Spin Magazine. I'm going to be on the cover of Spin Magazine, neither of which I achieved.
But never too late.
Yeah. Except magazines. I was telling.
We're really young in our careers, technically.
Yeah, I mean, but magazines are in such a weird place.
We're like 40s-ish. Just
yeah.
Like people maybe should have said that.
Yeah, maybe so. But so I've been following him for a long time. One of my favorite books of his is a book called Killing Yourself to Live, and he went around to where all of these artists died. Mm-hmm. So like he went to where Kurt Cobain son died. He went
Such
to where...
a cool idea.
Yeah. And he pitched it to Spin, and they sent him...
I was like, did they take a photographer?
No, they didn't. I know. It was a shame. I know. Right? But he got a book out of it.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite books. I tell people about it all the time. I lend it out a lot. I couldn't find it because I was like... So he was in town last week. He was in Kansas City. And
she took her damn kids.
I took my kids. I know. They were like, well, we want to hang with you. Which I was like...
But oddly into... I mean, shit, Frankie's been going to poetry readings since she was
a
like
baby.
practically born there.
Yeah.
Her dad's also... Melody's husband's a poet.
Yeah. And
a KU football player.
Yeah.
And an Italian stallion.
Sicilian.
No, a Sicilian stallion.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
It is different.
Yeah.
It's very different.
But so the kids went with me, and it was interesting. So he's talking about the book, and he's talking about like, and I'm looking in here. Oh, yeah.
Is it new then?
Yeah, it just came out. And I look it up because of course I'm like, well, I have to see who's in it. And of course the Chiefs are in it. Travis Kelsey, Mahomes are in it.
I was like, let me see this.
I haven't actually finished reading it. Well, I haven't started reading it. But he actually talks in it where he thinks that football is, and this is where we're gonna start to segue into our what I'm calling under review section, where we talk about sports. So he, in this book, and what he talked about at his reading was that he has this theory that in like, so we've talked a little bit about like football is insane right now. And I mean, globally, the sports network is like, it's going to be like a $600 billion industry by 2030.
Yeah.
I just was looking at numbers the other day. And a lot of that has to do with gambling. There's like a lot of people are using, DraftKings and all these other things.
Fantasy
Yeah. And it's everything. I mean, our friend Farai, he's betting on tennis. He's getting up at 5 a.m. to bet on tennis.
1-800-GAMBLING.
Right.
Or whatever. What is it? Addict? I don't know.
Yeah,
either way, someone
like
needs
that.
help.
Yeah.
He might also have an addiction.
He might.
Let's not be a downer.
Yeah, but it's great, I guess. So
yeah, if you're really into tennis.
Yeah, but Chuck Klosterman was like, I feel like in 50 years, football is going to be a bygone era.
Wow.
And so he goes into that in this.
I could see some. I mean, I'd be interested to. Yeah,
I'm totally gonna lend it to you.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing though, because I mean, I do think we're, I'm not the only one. I'm like, can we go back to when you could actually fucking tackle somebody? But then again, I'm like, mental health, brain awareness.
I mean, and they've got the like those new helmets and things.
Yeah, but it's like the rules are just so every year. They get more and more to the point where it's like we're changing the sport.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where I can see, like, I could see a world in which it is so impacted that
it kind of goes away.
It implodes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and this is what,
people are dying. Maybe it needs to.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things though is, so, he was like, does anybody have questions? People could stand up and ask questions. And when I left, because of course, my kids are with me and I want to talk about it afterwards. So I'm talking to Frankie about it. And I was like, Frankie, did you notice that the only people that asked questions were men? And she was like, why was that? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like
women are scared to talk in spaces that are traditionally male.
About football. Yep. And in one of the questions that I wish I had asked, I wish I had asked him even later, is, there's a big discussion about flag football being in the Olympics. Yeah. And so if we're starting to open it up more and flag football becomes a thing and it's growing. I mean, the Chiefs I've listened to the brand manager or, director of brand for the Chiefs speak at events. And she's talked about how she wants the Chiefs to be the world's team. Like that's her concept.
They should historically, like, because of the legacy of the Chiefs and Lamar Hunt. And he's the whole reason the league is what it is.
Right.
So it's like, it would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And
plus, we have the best quarterback in the whole world with the best coaches in the whole world with the best tight ends in the whole world with the best defensive ends in the entire...
The enemy back. Yeah. The enemy back. Yeah. So, it's going to be, obviously we're Chiefs fans. But I'm really curious to see with this new discussion and we're seeing more and more girls playing
right, which
football.
that is like for flag football, like, yeah, and all these rule changes.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it, like, at all, to be clear, like, because I do think changing the physicality of the game is healthier, safer, obviously, first and foremost, but especially, like, the league will go away if we don't have more people getting into the sport.
Yeah.
As athletes, as children, as athletes, as children, and they can't do that. Like, it's not, what we know now, we can fix. And if it means that this game is now flag, then that also impacts females being able to be in the sport, in my opinion, because we can't compete with men in a co-ed space, you know, with tackling and things like that. I mean, sometimes I'm not a small woman, but it just, it's like we obviously have physical differences that we can't get around. So it's like I do think it is a kind of brings some equity to the sport.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see where
like the impact. Yeah.
But especially
I don't think football will ever go away though.
I can't imagine it
because
either.
I think and maybe I'm only thinking about it in the terms of safety and rules and that how the game has changed. But
I mean, isn't soccer, like you played soccer, isn't soccer just as bad on concussions? I mean,
I don't know the stats, but I think at one time, like years ago, I had read that female soccer players do have a tendency, I think the stats were higher for concussions because maybe the inference was maybe that we lack some technique. Yeah. I don't know. I did not actually read that research. I think like a chiropractor gave me that stat or something. So, but I do think, I think that even if I don't think football would ever be eradicated, especially not in the United States. I think that, I think at most it would go to flag football. Yeah. Like that's what we would see is the tackling removed from it. Yeah. But I cannot see a world in which football wouldn't exist at all, especially at the height of it is now. Yeah. Like football doesn't necessarily have quite as long, as soccer, history. Right. Like it is a relatively newer sport.
Well, and there are sports like cricket has been around for ever.
But that's it's really America's sport. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know about the sports that are popular here. Baseball, I say this without any context of traveling or knowing anybody that's European, really. Yeah. So I'm an American. Embarrassingly so.
Well, but I mean, he talks about this a lot, and he's a friend of ours that he's from Zimbabwe originally. Yeah. He's now in America, but he's
football's only gaining popularity overseas. So it's
and they're really focusing. The NFL's focusing on that. They're really trying to get it out more.
Yeah, and that's I guess that's why with the Chiefs being America's team, that's the legacy of Clark Hunt and his expansion of what was turned into the NFL, with that was his whole goal. So it's very fitting, I think, for the Chiefs kingdom to be part of that because that was what his vision was. That's why we are even where we're at today. Amen. So a little homage to the Hunt family. Yeah. So
and so now the Super Bowl is coming up this weekend, and this is a weird
fucking talk about it.
So, but it'll be a good game. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a good game.
So I think I had a little bit of this year was so weird for me, and I was doing a lot of rebuilding and travel stuff, and so. I think once I don't know, it's maybe me and Mahomes were sitting, I'm an empath. Yeah. So I just mentally wasn't in it as a fan. Yeah. And I think that's the Chiefs never really hit their stride. And so I never really, for me with my, with photography and my business, it's so seasonal. So it's a lot of times I don't really get into it until late November and because I'm shooting every weekend and it's just hard to keep up. So it's but I usually have that turn in late November, December where I'm because we're getting serious. Now we're getting back serious. Mm-hmm. So, but Chiefs were borderline there. And just didn't make the cut.
Couldn't get over it.
I really was fuck this. I'm over it. I'm done.
Well, how many years had we gone with
it still feels
into the playoffs, into the Super Bowl?
I know I'm not the only one that I know that we have this dynasty now and And like everybody has said that, but I was like, I feel like it still just happened. Like we're still, and like, and I know the hate that Kansas City like gets and it's not unlike any other team that's been on top for a long time, like the Patriots and whoever, and like the scandals and the accusations and things like that. I can understand that, but like the low that Kansas City Chiefs fans have had and the diehard of our fan base, like I just feel like we started getting hate after 1 year of being good. And it was like, and it was really ugly, particularly to the people that weren't even the athletes, like the Mahomes family. And I know that they're not all perfect.
I know. I just saw Mahomes' dad was arrested again. So
fuck again.
Like
recently?
Until like today, I think, or
Shit,
yesterday.
He just got arrested like a month ago, didn't he?
I don't know.
Dude, I mean, anyways, but that being said, like those are all, I mean, I'm not saying those aren't relevant conversations to have. I just think that it's like a little overly criticized, especially when we're talking about Mahomes and his character, and I cannot believe anybody questions his
he does
character
amazing
as a human, as an athlete. I think that's what I get particularly. Like I kind of understand some of the other shit, like his brother, and you know, I think there's a deep-rooted sexism in the way Brittany Mahomes has been treated. And it's appalling to me, especially because she is not given credit as an athlete. And she's a smart woman. She's a beautiful woman, and she's an athlete. And, like, she, you know, I think has been really mischaracterized and villainized. In a way that other football wives haven't. And
people seem pretty disconnected from other football wives, but for some reason, Brittany Mahomes has been in the
and that's I guess I identify a lot with her. It's like the cross she bears, because she's a loud woman that does not water herself down, and it's like God, it just it's a good segue into kind of what we're going to talk about on some other stuff that we've currently been talking about, but the way that like she presents herself makes her an easy target, but like other women attacking her and is, you know, it's just disgusting.
I agree.
And I think if you really unpacked that, we would just see a lot of cultural, like internal, you know, self-hatred stuff going on. And it's like, I just hate that like other women are torn down.
I agree.
By other women. So
well, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl though, because it's Seahawks Patriots. Obviously, Patriots have been here a million times with Tom Brady, but it's a different team.
Totally different.
Totally different team. So Drake May. He was a Tar Heel, so I have feelings about that. I lived in North Carolina for a little while, and I still have bad feelings about North Carolina beating Illinois in the national championship one of the years I lived out there. So for basketball. And so there's that, but he's young. He has a ton of potential.
I mean, that's like, I don't, so like I was saying, I kind of took a little hiatus from I kept up with the Chiefs a little bit, but you know, I'm a lot of it, but I didn't really look at a lot of other teams and what was going on. So I feel like a little, I don't know, uninformed. I guess is the word. But from what I understand, his stats are being compared a lot to Brady, which, you know, everybody's going to compare to the GOAT. Like, I get it. But I was like, I don't know why we're ignoring Patrick Mahomes. I just don't feel like he's getting compared enough to Patrick Mahomes. And not to bring it back to make it about the Chiefs, but I'm just saying, there's one more fucking diss. Like, their stats are not that far apart. In Patrick Mahomes' worst season. So it's like, you know, I'm just saying. I don't know. I have to get off Patrick Mahomes' back. Is my point. But I think it's exciting. I think that we have like an incredible group of quarterbacks. We have had for the last couple years, and it's exciting to watch because I think the smarter that football gets, this is where we can make those, you know, changes. It doesn't have to be the aggressive game it used to be. You know, like dub errors, like it doesn't have to be that anymore. And Tom Brady was really the who we have to thank for that. You know? And so it's like watching these quarterbacks get smarter and faster and being able to read. And it's more exciting to me to watch. Personally, as a fan. Well,
and it'll be interesting because there's been a lot of coach upsets, like a lot of turnover and moving around. So there'll be.
Where did Mike Daniels go?
I don't even remember off the top of my head. I might have to
I feel like he
Google
went to like AFC West team. Now I'm like,
He might have. While you're looking that up, though, I want to bring up. So Stephon Diggs is gonna. He's wide receiver for.
Can we play Cardi music as our intro?
Yeah, he totally should. He's got that love behind him. But it'll be interesting because he was with the Bills for a long, long time, and so now that the Chiefs are sort of out of the way this season, maybe this will be his chance to get somewhere. Not that I'm hating on the Bills, but I kind of am hating on the Bills.
I see. This is where I do get like, I obviously as a hardcore Chiefs fan, like we have this like built-in, rivalry.
Yeah.
But I mean, this would have been a year if you were going to do it. Like,
I know.
But I'm like, I actually really like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But, because and see, this is what I'm saying is that I'm not one of those people that hates on people just because they're good, unlike the rest of you bitches.
Even the Broncos.
There are quarterbacks that I just don't like.
Yeah.
Like Ben Roethlisberger is a good one.
Okay.
Morley, I can't get on board.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not exactly one of the greatest to me, but skill set wise, but there's just other shit going on. I'm like, I don't think he's a good person.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's a good person.
Yeah.
Which I know isn't like really based in any kind of stats sports wise.
But that's okay.
But it's like, I'm not on fucking board. And I don't think he's that fucking good.
Yeah.
Or, he's like a letdown.
Yeah.
But anyways, he wasn't a letdown. I mean, he obviously, but anyways, I like Josh Allen as a person. Mm-hmm. I think he's fucking hilarious too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
those commercials that they did.
I know,
this year
and like
fantastic.
there's a couple clips that he's done with like just fucking around with journalists, and I'm like, that was fucking hilarious. That was gold.
Yeah.
So I appreciate him, and so I don't hate the Bills, but I'm just like, if we're gonna suck, now is your year because I mean, you guys keep talking about we have this. The Chiefs, everything's rigged.
Yeah.
None of you made it, did you?
Right.
All of you had your shot to shoot, and you were all fucking crashed out. So
and the Bills,
and I'm like, we're letting the Patriots are back in this, you guys. That's who.
I know.
We're talking about dynasties.
Yeah.
It's like you guys all had a chance here. And fucked it up, and now. The Chiefs are going to be back, and now you're not going to have any chances again because we're going to be amazing again.
Yeah.
So, you had your 1 year break.
Yeah. Well, I personally am rooting for the Seahawks.
I'm rooting for I already made this decision that I would be rooting for an NFC team. Yeah. Regardless if the Chiefs aren't in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if the Bills had won it or even like, not that the Bengals were ever going to make it, but I'm not a big Joe Burrow fan.
Yeah.
But I just feels like sacrilegious to root for an AFC team. I don't know.
Yeah.
But especially the fucking Patriots. I mean.
So the Seahawks, we have a special connection to the Seahawks. Well, I do, because of Topher, my husband, who's coach at KU.
Oh, side note, sorry.
Yeah.
Mike Daniels went to the Chargers. And I was like,
right.
I knew he went to an AFC West team. So I was like, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So we're a Seahawks family, and that's because Topher's coach from KU ended up at the Seahawks, and he's retired now. But Coach Rule, he won a Super Bowl while he was with the Seahawks. And so they have a special place in our hearts. But I'm also just really excited about certain players. So like their quarterback is Sam Darnold. Have you heard his story that he was kind of a bust his first a couple of seasons?
I think a little bit. And again, I'm going to bring it back to Mahomes again. It was like, I think I appreciate those stories because that's what Mahomes was not, on anybody's radar.
Yeah.
Brett Veach saw him because he was looking at an end or something. I don't remember what he had, left tackle or something. I don't know. Anyways, but he was like, this kid's playing like street ball out here. And showed Andy Reid, and Andy Reid was like, all right, okay. And I mean, it was, it was just an amazing pick. And so I love those kind of stories. So I think I've heard that in relation to Mahomes, like he shares that kind of.
Well, but Sam Darnold was like the third pick of his season or of his class. Yeah. So like he number
like
3.
Like a third string quarterback?
No, he was the third pick in that year.
Oh, okay.
When he was drafted, he was the third. I forget who he was picked up by, but in the NFL draft that year.
I got you.
And so
I didn't know this.
He spent 2 seasons playing before he was picked up by the Seahawks, and then the Seahawks have. I mean, this is all like when you get the right coach.
Yeah,
right?
Well, and that's what I mean, that's where I think the overall impact that Andy Reid and he's been before even the Chiefs, obviously with Eagles, and Patrick Mahomes and even Tom Brady, it's like, it's cool to see how these, things are shaping football and the direction we're moving in.
Yeah. Well, and especially now with because if you can't coach Josh Allen into even a championship game.
These are they're players that would not be having the careers that they're having had they not been coached by the right people or played next to the right teammates.
Right.
And I think that the Chiefs have produced a lot of those guys.
Amen.
Because I think that our style and the strategy that we have is building a team. It's like we have these high dollar guys, but we're going and getting these young guys that maybe aren't being seen.
Right.
And so we're not spending as much money on them, but we're developing them as players.
Yeah.
And that is why, not that Tyreek Hill wouldn't have had a great career, but like, would he be Tyreek Hill? I understand him leaving the Chiefs because he, you have a very short window to capitalize, and that dream could be over tomorrow. So I get him leaving. I get any player leaving, and they need to be making the money first and foremost because they certainly have other people are making a lot of money off their backs.
Right.
So, but it's like the development of these players when they're coming in I think that's just recruiting wise a great strategy.
Yeah. I agree to that.
Which is why the Chiefs have been successful, and this is how you build a dynasty.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it looks like he was Darnold was the first overall, first round draft pick, third overall.
Yeah.
By the Jets, and he spent his first 3 seasons there.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that now he's a Super Bowl quarterback, and
yeah.
He is injured a lot, so I don't know about his injuries.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he was a backup at the 49ers.
I did, and I think during a Super Bowl year, right?
Yeah, he was starting backup for 2 seasons before heading to he's been all over the place. So he's drafted by the Jets. He spent the first 3 seasons inconsistent, and he had injuries, and then he was traded to the Panthers and alternated as their backup for 2 seasons, and then he went to the 49ers as a backup in 2023. So his breakout year was at the Vikings in 24.
Yes, before going to the Seahawks.
But that's kind of a crazy jump.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know. It's an interesting history to look at.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if he was just saddled with injuries and but having all of that, especially the guys like, I think, hearing how Alex Smith brought in Mahomes and teaching him the ropes.
Yeah. Well, you can see, so the guy that ended up after, so the Chiefs' third string quarterback this year who got some play time at the end of the season, you can see that he's a protege of Mahomes.
Oh, absolutely.
He was playing like he was Mahomes.
Well, and I think even tight ends like Travis Kelsey, when you talk about the impact that those guys, and that's to me, I know a lot of people talk shit on the Chiefs, but I think if you put aside just fun rivalries, Kelsey is putting a lot of time into building up other players.
Yeah.
And being a leader on a field, and so, and that's to me the difference in especially Mahomes and his composure and his talent isn't just his leadership.
Yeah.
It's not just that he can make these throws with his, hips pointing in a different direction or stuff like that.
Right.
It's that real impact. And so I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing a higher level of play.
Yeah.
And especially I'm sure it's coming from coaching staffs too, but, I think having your older veteran players on the team, teaching you the stuff, it's elevating the play.
Yeah, I agree with that. I have a couple more actually 3 more players I want to point out with the Seahawks. Kenneth Walker, the third. Do you know who this guy is? He's a running back.
Yeah.
He's a freaking bulldog. And
I like him.
Yeah, he's 5'9".
Yeah, what? 211.
211.
I love dudes like that.
Oh my gosh. When he is out there, he just barrels through these guys.
Yeah.
I love watching that guy play.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait to see what he does in the Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp.
Coop.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp. So, he won MVP.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP with the Rams in 2021.
That's what I was. Yeah, it's Shout out to the Rams.
Yeah, and I feel like Cooper Kupp, he was all over the place a few years ago. You know, everybody was talking about Cooper Kupp.
I wish we would have gotten him,
Yeah. So he's going to be one to watch. I also want to give a little shout out to Jacardia Wright. He is actually not going to be playing in the Super Bowl. Turns out he had turf toe issues.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
I've had fucking turf toe before. Playing indoor soccer.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes has had it too.
Yep.
Shout out Patrick.
I remember that.
Oh my God, it is the worst injury. And I haven't blown out my knees or anything, but like it is the worst fucking injury because there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like it's but you you just keep doing it over and over again when you start playing, and it's like it never fucking
doesn't
heals.
go away. Yeah, so he's on injury
fucking
reserve.
Turf toe, man.
And actually, I'm sorry I said his name wrong. Jacardia. So he's a running back, and this was his first year. He's a rookie this year, but he is from Decatur, Illinois, which is that's my home base.
Shout out Illinois.
Yeah, so I was born in Decatur, D-Town, original home of the Bears.
Don't say D-Town ever again.
But yeah, and seriously, like original home of the Chicago Bears. They called him the Decatur Staleys
that's
back then.
True. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But this guy also, he went to St. Teresa, which my high school used to play against St. T. And my cousin is a graduate of St. Teresa. He played for K-State and then Missouri State before
this is such
getting
an
drafted.
NFL thing. You're pulling out the most random fucking stats right now.
I know.
I had a sister who baked a pie once. Who knew? You know I'm related to Blake Shelton. He's married to his third cousin's married to my second cousin.
Oh my god!
I'm not even joking.
Okay.
Ada, Oklahoma. I'm just joking. I don't actually know
great.
the connection, but somebody said we were.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I know a lot of this stuff is because my friend Aric.
There's nothing going on in that town.
There's nothing going on in that town, but my friend Aric actually he hosts a podcast. Aric, shout out to Aric.
Oh, shout out to Aric.
We used to work at Camelot Music at the mall in the Decatur area.
So 90s.
We worked together. I know, it's so 90s. But he also worked with my dad at the railroad.
That's because it's a small town and there's nothing else to do.
Town. But also, Aric he does some work with like some ESPN type of work. And so he just interviewed Jacardia. And so I'm going to I'll link it so people can listen to Eric's interview with Jacardia. But I just was like, oh my gosh, I love,
Side note, I love his name.
Jacardia. I know.
Yeah, that's so cute.
And so I wish he was playing. Yeah, I wish he was playing, but hey, he's still going to get the hardware if they walk away.
Yeah, but it's like, is he really out?
He's out because of turf toe.
Don't let some turf toe hold you back.
I think he's had to have surgery if I remember right. But
I thought it was like I guess I thought it couldn't get any worse than it. It's like it's just uncomfortable. It was ankle sprains.
I think it was an exasperated. It was like it started with turf toe from a high school injury or college injury, and then it got worse, and so he's having it goes through some stuff. But
I literally can I just cringed. Like I can feel it.
You can feel it. Yeah. I get that way with injuries, but
God, it was a bitch.
Yeah,
it was such a shitty, and I don't know, especially as a female, I was like, I guess I'm not wearing fucking I think my doctor wanted me to wear steel-toed boots. And I'm like, this is
the steel-toed boots.
This is the height of Britney, okay? Yeah. And I was like, I wanted to wear. This is clear platform shoes were really in style then.
Oh,
yeah, and it's like no. And so he was like, I put you in a walking boot, or you can just commit to. So I think I did try to lean into the
steel-toed boots.
I don't know, emo thing for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think I had any option. I was like, I guess I'm just going to do this really severe side part.
Yeah.
Put on a whole lot of eyeliner. My side part was started at my ear.
Okay.
And the bang is just in front of my face.
So
all the way over here.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So shout out to Jacardia, and hopefully his turf toe clears up.
Well, I'm rooting for, I think I'm going to go for the Seahawks.
I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be, both of these teams have tough defense.
That'll be fun to watch.
Players.
Well, it'll be boring to watch, but I don't know. I'm a defense girly, so I love the defense. So, and that's who wins Super Bowls. So.
Yeah. What do you think? Any predictions? Scoring?
I don't see. It's that's where I don't feel like I have enough.
Don't know. I just think it's going to be a low scoring game. So it's going to be.
It'll be interesting to see. This is where I don't know enough about Darnold's play, but if they're shut him down, because I'm assuming he gets a lot of time in the pocket. I feel like if he plays like Mahomes, he has a lot of time to, he can get it off quickly, but he has plenty of time to look around and like his choices, even if the play falls apart.
Walker, like Kenneth Walker, he's just going to be barreling through people. So like, we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you know, side note, maybe I should save this for the next one. I don't know. One of the things I've been obsessed with lately is Marshawn Lynch. Just like speaking of football.
Yeah, he's fantastic first of all, on the feeds. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's fucking hilarious. And he's always been like a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
Like just athleticism, but like also just personality wise. He's got a huge personality.
Yeah.
But you know, and I don't know when he started doing this, but you know, he's a photojournalist now.
Yes, I did know
and
that.
I need to research it because my dad was like, is he just like, can he, because it's him, he just gets access, or is he actually working for somebody?
I mean, he's I
don't know if he's stringing for somebody or if I haven't seen any of his work, so I don't know. Basically, my dad was like, is he legit? And I'm like, he's fucking Marshawn Lynch. Like, I don't fucking know. Yeah, he's legit.
He's probably legit. Yeah, I can't imagine him not being legit.
Well, also, it's like, I think he has, you know, if he had some interest in it, it's like, it's not, photography isn't brain surgery.
Right.
I mean, it's really hard to do what I do, so everybody pay me a lot of money.
But I tell my students this all the time. I'm like, if you're an athlete and you can shoot, you can be a sports photographer.
Yeah, you anticipate having knowledge of the ebb and flow and the rhythm of games.
the games. Yeah.
Especially in football. So, yeah, but it's fun to see him over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at your little vest, Marshawn. I fucking love you.
I know.
He just is like one of the funnest players to me. I love him.
Yeah.
I've been like obsessed with him. I watch a lot of just sitting there watching like plays of his, like throwbacks and then just him being him.
Yeah.
Dancing and shit.
I love it.
Yeah. And then he hosts all these random things. He's just having a moment. I think he's been having a moment outside of NFL.
Yeah.
Where he's starting to host and like do things and
I think there's a lot of people that are
he's got such a good personality. He deserves that.
Like
so good for him.
Gronkowski and
I know. I mean, so it's funny how like those people have grown on me once I saw them. Not Tony Romo, to be clear.
He's an Eastern Illinois guy.
Fuck Tony Romo. Once I saw him, like all these other guys, like outside, like actually I liked Tom Brady way more once I started seeing his personality a little bit more.
Yeah.
But so when he was just a player, because he's a pretty stoic guy too. Yeah. But I was like, you know, he's easy to hate because he's stoic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like certain players, like now that they're retired and they start, you know, I think Peyton Manning's fucking hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Didn't love him when we played against him, but you know, certain guys that I'm like, okay, I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know. Yeah. And that's why I think Josh Allen, I could just hate him because we're rivals, but like he's funny. I can't hate him. Yeah, he's like he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
I will say, in Tony Romo's defense, like I mean, not that he was a bad quarterback, but he also didn't get it done. Yeah. And so it's like, but I do think having him as a commentator is sometimes nice because to get that, he really explains what the quarterbacks are thinking and seeing and stuff. Yeah. And so I do like that element to what he's brought. Yeah. These coaches getting younger and younger. I've had a real hard time with that since I'm like, so it's inappropriate for me to fuck the players now. That's how old I am. Their fucking head coaches are like 5 years younger than me at this point. And I'm like, so is what we're saying is I can't fuck them. I had a real hard time when I was like, oh shit, they're like 20. Yeah. This is not okay anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's a big change. So you mentioned a segue a while ago to
you can edit that.
The sidebar. The sidebar of hot feminist takes. So I want to start by talking. I just sent you a video last week of Millie Bobbie Brown talking about people who say that she looks bad. So I'll play the clip,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, it's Millie. I want to take a moment to address something that I think is bigger than just me. Something that affects every young woman who grows up under public scrutiny. I think this is very necessary to talk about. I started in the industry when I was 10 years old. I grew up in front of the world, and for some reason, people can't seem to grow up with me. Instead, they act like I'm supposed to stay frozen in time, like I should still look the way I did on Stranger Things Season 1. And because I don't, I'm now a target. I want to talk about some of the articles that have recently released while I'm on my press tour, and some of the writers who are so desperate to tear young women down. One article reads, "Why are Gen Zers like Millie Bobbie Brown aging so badly?" Written by Lydia Hawkin. What has Millie Bobbie Brown done to her face? Written by John Ely. Millie Bobbie Brown mistaken for someone's mum as she guides younger sister Ava through LA. Written by Cassie Carpenter. Another article reads, Little Britain's Matt Lucas takes savage swipe at Millie Bobbie Brown's new mummy makeover look. Written by Bethann Edwards. Amplifying an insult rather than questioning why a grown man is mocking a young woman's appearance. This isn't journalism. This is bullying. The fact that adult writers are spending their time dissecting my face, my body, my choices is disturbing, and the fact that some of these articles are written by women makes it even worse. We always talk about supporting and uplifting young women, but when it comes down to it, it seems a lot easier to just tear them down for clicks. Disillusioned people can't handle seeing a girl become a woman, on her terms, not their own. I refuse to apologize for growing up. I refuse to make myself smaller to fit the unrealistic expectations of people who can't handle seeing a girl become a woman. I will not be shamed for how I look, how I dress, or how I present myself. We have become a society where it's so much easier to criticize than it is to pay a compliment. Why is it the knee-jerk reaction to say something horrible rather than just say something nice? If you have a problem with that, I have to wonder, what is it that actually makes you so uncomfortable? Let's do better, not just for me, but for every young girl who deserves to grow up without the fear of being torn apart for simply existing. Thank you.
What she talks about when she talks about, like, she calls out headlines from journalists who say just horrible things about her. They're totally ripping on her. And some of these journalists are women.
And let's be clear, this is not journalism.
No. And that's one of the things. And that's what she says in it. There's a quote. She says, this isn't journalism. This is bullying. And I couldn't agree more with that.
There's no ethics. And you talked about this a little. Like, there's absolutely no ethical world in which journalists would participate in this.
Yeah.
That is not the job of journalists and not the way you conduct yourself.
Yeah. Well, yeah. One of the things I wanted to bring up is, and I teach this to my students, the Society of Professional Journalists have a code of ethics. We talk about it as young journalists. We talk about, we have to abide by these rules. Honestly, if there's a publication that you're reading and it doesn't have a code of ethics or some sort of ethics statement baked into it, I wouldn't say it's true journalism. And so
I think this is something that is really lost on the public, and it's not necessarily their fault, because it's an area that we lack kind of just general education in, but it's like the standard of which journalists hold themselves is up there with, I'm not saying importance wise, but, but there's codes that doctors take and lawyers take. And there's, it's like there's a professional code that we all adhere to. And that is, it's self-regulated a lot of times, but that's like when you hear about plagiarism and things like that, like you're outed from the industry.
Yep.
And I just don't think a lot of people realize the things that they're consuming do not fall into the category of journalism.
Yeah. And
that the waters have been really muddied with things like podcasts and any kind of blogs, and but also the protections that journalists have been extended to them, which I think is important, because we're talking about our First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
So, but there's also a code of conduct that we've lost with the internet and everything, that it's hard to police these things.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah, and I just really struggle with why a female journalist would talk about a woman like that.
I think, I think for me it is even like the bigger picture of why any woman would participate in tearing down another woman. It seems really counterintuitive to me as a species.
Yeah,
and so honestly, it's like, but I realize that it's a learned behavior.
Yeah,
and survival, and sometimes that strategy works of having to do that because you got to pay bills and toe the company line and et cetera. But it's, real journalists are bound by a bigger a bigger idea of ethics.
Yeah.
So than a lot of these people.
Yeah. And I had even met a woman recently who talked about, and I told you I'd gone through some training recently. It was 6 months of training where you're really trying to like get into like the mindset of like, I'm, I can be empowered and I'm this and I'm that. And it was with all women.
Yeah.
And there was a woman that I was talking to who was just like, I grew up in this culture where my mom was just like, oh, look at that outfit that she's wearing, and oh, look at this, and ooh, that woman that. And she was like, and I've really had to break out of that.
It's a really, I have worked really hard. It's not in my nature, but to be
You're the opposite. If you ask me.
But it's been something I had to work at. Like it wasn't necessarily. It's not that it's not in my nature, but of course, like when you're inundated with all these ways that we compare and put women in these microscopes, it's just easy to become, internalize that behavior. And I think the reason I started to break it down was really actually from low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because like the reason I'm not going to say anything about that woman, because what if they turn around and are like think about all the things they could say about me. So it's like, it's born out of more self-esteem issues for me, which is really kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I think along the way I realized and like turned it into something more healthy.
Yeah.
And I honestly have found myself a lot of times with women because I usually call it out. And I usually, because I don't like to be around it.
Yeah.
And so I have had a couple women be like, you are really, you're right. And so I'm like, I think that it's something that like to challenge your own natural, like what's become a subconscious, but to eradicate the sexism that we even impose on one another.
Yeah.
As it's like we have to start challenging that behavior and catching ourselves.
Yep.
And then we have to start calling out other people.
Yep.
And eventually, it's like we can't be tearing each other down too.
Yeah.
Shit's hard enough.
Yeah. Totally agree with that. That's one of the things I really love about you too. Is that you are so positive and willing to.
It's like it's basically I'm trying to build an army.
Yeah.
Of where in my opinion, the only way to solve a lot of the problems that we have is to upset the power dynamics. And like the infighting is that's when they get you exactly where they want you.
Yeah.
And that's when you lose your power and control.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have to start changing the narratives, building each other up, supporting each other, keeping money in minority and women own, marginalized people. And we have to start hiring and promoting and putting them on boards But the media and the way that we're attacking a 20-something-year-old Millie Bobbie Brown, like, fuck, she's a human. Like I don't even know. Like I honestly, because I'm not that cool anymore. Like it's not like I'm not that familiar with her. But I mean, I know her and what she's done. But to attack, I mean, she's like a 20-year-old. Like, how bad can she be?
Yeah. She recently had a baby. Like,
that's like, it's just crazy. I'm like, what do you guys want from her? Shit.
Yeah.
So, that just seems really counterintuitive. But it's like, we also have to stop participating in, and you really have to make some conscious efforts. Like, I had to be like, as much as I want to watch this show, I just morally can't do it. And it's like, you really have to start putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of live your beliefs.
Yeah.
So.
I love that. Well, the other thing that I wanted to bring up with you was, did you see Chappell Roan's dress?
Oh my God, yes. It's like the one. Yeah. So I'm so not really a pop culture. Like I feel like I'm just old and I'm just trying to get through the day without like breaking something. Yeah. But yeah, I did actually see this, and I was so disappointed when you think you texted me or something that she was wearing fake nipples.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah. I was like pussy.
They were prosthetics.
I mean, good for her. Do you?
Well, but
I would have done the real thing, girl.
It's so funny though, because as I was talking about this, or I was writing this out last night, my daughter's 12. She comes over and she was like, what are you saying about Chappell Roan? And I was like, oh, did you see? Well, I said, her dress from the Emmys. And she was like, I low-key love that.
Good for her.
And I was like, yeah, that's I would never wear it because I couldn't pull that off. But
no, I think if we were celebrities, that's what you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I think, because also you have to remember that these are like what was it? You said it was inspired by the 1998 Spring Couture show.
Yeah,
but it's like they're wearing
Mugler. I don't know. Mugler.
I think.
I'm not sure. I'm not a couture girl.
Turns out we're from Kansas.
Yeah. But one of the things that they had said about, because it was inspired by this brand from a 1998 Spring Couture show. But one of the things that had been said about that Mugler or whatever his name is that he kind of towed the line on feminism versus objectification, and that was always kind of the debate around his designs. And so a lot of it was very extreme, and people felt like it objectified women.
I mean, first of all, every single thing in fashion objectifies women.
Right,
so,
right. But also if she's the one who's wearing, like...
I was actually just talking about this with my therapy about strippers.
Yeah.
Because at the time when I did, and since we just talked about it, the time when I did the stripper documentary and I did dance for a time too, it's like in my head, it was about like, I was empowering.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was breaking these like ideas of what women... Oh, poor like women strippers.
Right.
Like it was like, no, these are actually like badass business women. Like, or sometimes they are the stereotype.
Yeah.
But it's a gauntlet of people.
Yeah.
And anyways, I don't remember what my point was here.
Owning your own.
Oh, I think it's like, I could see where I just feel like this goes either way. It's like, I could see it, the overarching like themes I think are harmful to feminism. Yeah. But at the same time, like taking back the power and control in it. It's like I take ownership of the word fat as a plus size woman, as a fat woman. You know, it's like, or I've heard this argument with the N-word. Yeah. It's like it's reclaiming it, you know? And so I don't know. I'm like, it's her body. If she wants to do it, she looks fucking great. Like it doesn't matter if she didn't look great, it's fine.
Yeah.
you know? But also it was designed by a man. Yeah. For the male gaze. Yeah. So it's like I could see it both ways.
Yeah. I think for me, because this was, again, I saw women ripping into it online and was just like, and I've had that. I mean, you brought up, owning your own version of feminism. I remember when I was playing roller derby, I had somebody who had been in, a feminist in the 60s who was mad that I was playing roller derby. And she was like, you're like taking away everything we ever tried to stand up for as a feminist. And I was like, no. I totally disagree with that. There's all these different waves of feminism. That was the first wave.
I mean, that's why it's like, but intersectionality is all I can think. It's like, it's like, there's a whole lot of ways to get to your result. And like, kind of the point is that you can't be pissed at another woman for choosing hers. Right. Even when you don't agree with it. I mean, that's also the great part about this country, but but at the same time, it's like participating in harmful behavior. I don't know. Like there's very obvious things of like, no. Yeah. But then there's ones that are a little bit like this one. Yeah. It's like, because also it's like, are we never going to, what's the point in wearing all these glam dresses and getting all ready for these awards shows if we're not going to have, commentary about them? Yeah. So it's like, can you have commentary without putting down women as a whole? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, like, I would hope that we would have people
who don't have to sit there and be like, oh my God, I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. I love it all.
Yeah. You could be like, it's controversial, but like, that's who she is. And like, more power to her.
What if commentary about it looked like this more than it did about, tearing, like.
Just like, ew, nipples.
Like inappropriate.
Like obviously she didn't have nipples. That was the thing. It looked like they were like, this woman called them nipple clamps, and I was like, they're not clamps. It looks like they're pierced, but there were no nipples.
Yeah.
And there were no nipples.
See, I didn't look hard enough at that. I just like saw the picture and I saw because I saw it with the thing. There was like a thing over it, and then she took it off. Yeah. And I was like, oh, titties aren't as saggy as I thought they were. That's what, and I was like, bitch, I'm just joking. You're wonderful. Do you? Yeah. Those were that was my whole, it's like, I have the thought of like, look at that stupid bitch and her perky fucking titties. And then I'm like, she's lovely. Yeah. She's lovely. I'm just jealous. She is lovely and I'm jealous. Yeah. Yeah. So I had tits like that too, and I should have worn that stuff. Sometimes I did. Yeah. Yeah. But not always.
Oh, actually.
Usually I was getting paid for it.
Can I just mention...
How cute your titties were when you were pregnant? No, right? She had huge tits.
No, I was going to say, because I'm really sad that... was that Catherine O'Hara
Oh, I'm so sad about it.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara passed away, and one of the things that I was seeing all kinds of things from her talking about various things over the years, like various things she acted in. And one of the things that she had said during Schitt's Creek, where there was this whole bit about her. Did you watch Schitt's Creek?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
religiously.
There was the whole bit about her naked photos weren't on the internet, and she was really upset about it.
Yeah,
and what she had said, yeah, and what she had said was like, take pictures of your little boobies, your little tiny boobies or something, and put them on the internet. Yeah,
Alexis,
put them on the
I guess
internet.
is their name.
Yeah.
Alexis.
And she was like, because one day you will look back and you will not be able to see your little tiny boobies on the internet.
You may currently think, oh, I'm too spooky. Or nobody wants to see these tiny boobies. But believe me, one day you will look at those photos with much kinder eyes and say, dear God, I was a beautiful thing. Will I? Oh, and make sure you submit those photos to the internet. Otherwise, your own children will go looking for them one day, and tragically, they won't be there.
And I just was like, oh my gosh. And it's true. I mean, you don't appreciate your body when you're younger.
I do think that is something as like a now, middle-aged woman. That's what it suddenly does become a lot less controversial almost to me. And we're Midwestern women.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck yeah. Put yourself on the internet naked.
Do boudoir. We talk about that all the time.
Because it's like your body is temporary.
Yeah.
Amen. It's a fleeting thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's like that vulnerability. And I think when, as a stripper, like that's what the theme of that definitely, it's like, I felt like I was doing something that was like, made me uncomfortable in an exciting way. And I was pushing some boundaries and I was exploring that, in a place that still had some structure around it. It's not like I wasn't, hooking on the corners. Like I was, I had safety around me and other people and honestly, I did have some other older women that stepped kind of up and helped me kind of navigate the world. Yeah. And that's what it's like, wherever you look, whatever situation you're in, there's always usually a woman there that hopefully is, but a lot of times like, there you got your aunties out there helping you. And that is what I love about being a woman. Yeah. It's like this group that we belong to. And I'm sure it's, I'm sure men do this with each other too, but it's like, we're not always tearing each other down. And I think that's where like social media and just the media in general, it's like, it makes it sound like we're just attacking each other left and right. And it's like, that's not real reality. Like, that's not really what we're doing. And I feel almost bad for these celebrities that are put in these places that are so competitive that they're like, being torn down like this by their colleagues, by, people like writing about them. And it's like, we don't have to face that as much. Yeah. But so it's like, I think it's they're in a little bit of a bubble. Yeah. But then we consume it. Yeah. And that then affects our behavior. Yeah. So like,
and which is not good. Let's do our sign off. What we're obsessed with this week. Kelsey, what is your current obsession?
I am really into, this is kind of, I know what yours is. Yeah. So, but I have been obsessed for a few months now with the guy that does a thing called We Rate Dogs. Have you heard of this?
No.
Oh my God. I will send you the thing, but it's like, he does reels, he does videos, whatever. He's social media. And he rates dogs, and it's just like always like the cutest fucking dogs on the internet. Yeah. And I just feel like the world needs to spend a lot more time looking at animals.
I love that. Yeah. Well, and then naturally mine's about dogs too. So.
I know. That's why I was like, I know I saw yours, and I was like, but I know what you're talking about.
You know the story too. Yeah. So both of us are also obsessed with this story, but my obsession is a dog named Brutus. Brutus was a pitty, and full disclosure, Kelsey has a pitty.
A pit mom.
She's a little baby girl. She's beautiful. But this Brutus was at our local Humane Society for 3 years, which is so heartbreaking.
I know. I wish I knew about him before because I would have adopted him.
Yeah, my daughter was telling me all about him and was like, but the other thing is, I guess he didn't like being around other dogs.
Well, that's what I was like. I had that gap when I didn't have, but I picked, Addie picked me.
Yeah, Addie picked you.
Addie picked me.
Yeah.
So it all worked out fine, but I think Addie kind of had the same issue that she couldn't be around other dogs. They weren't sure. Yeah. And she had, somebody had labeled her aggressive.
Yeah, which is, garbage.
I think she was just
so
stop fucking pulling relying on me.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, and she's a pit bull, and she was like, can you stop?
Yeah, absolutely. And she'd been bred and all of that. Yeah. So, well, Brutus had been surrendered because his owner had been and had some health issues. He ended up being like, he's 90 pounds. He's a big boy. That's a big for a pity. And so he just really needed love. He went to like 10 different homes.
That is crazy, though.
Yeah. And the thing they were saying was his anxiety was so high, which, boy, I get you. I got anxiety. But his was so bad that he wasn't eating, and he was self-harming.
I saw that in the
That was crazy.
I know. And I was like, I wonder what they mean by that.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, it could have been anything.
I've never heard of that in animals, but that must be, I mean, of course.
Chewing, or I don't know.
Like stress manifests. And even every dog is different, you know? So, poor baby. I mean, I appreciate like so many different people that were willing to give him a shot, and sometimes it doesn't make him bad people. Yeah. But, and thank God for the Humane Societies that they exist to find the perfect home. And he was safe while they did that. Yeah. But it breaks my heart at the same time that, because he wasn't born this way. Some things happened to him that made him turn out this way. And like whether he has, I mean, I don't know if he just can't, dog aggression and stuff like that. I don't know what his issues are, but poor thing. Yeah.
But then he was adopted this week.
I know.
Like 3 days ago, I think. We couldn't be happier for him. So thank you to Brutus's new parents. Yeah. And also I'll just drop one more Chiefs thing, because Derek Naughty, I love him.
Remember him?
Yeah. And he came back to the Chiefs. But is a big dog person too, and so he always does the naughty dogs. And,
that's so cute! I love it.
This was in Kansas City. One of the rescues will do the naughty dogs, like if they win a game.
Is that where you got Rocky?
No, I got him at the Humane Society, right. But one of the other, but he'll like sponsor donation or sponsor adoptions. So.
So the guy that does We Rate Dogs, like the proceeds, like I didn't realize quite how successful he is as an influencer, but the proceeds, like they are funding stuff and paying for dogs to get the treatment that they need.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's what, I mean, if we ever were to have a profit, I would love to put it back into something like that.
We definitely will.
So, We Rate Dogs is really cute. You should check it out.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll link it in. Okay.
Cute.
So until next time.
All right.
I'm Melody.
I'm Kelsey. And we are thinking of a name for this podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Bye.